Listen to me very carefully. This is for you. Right now, if there's a Roosevelt dime anywhere near you, and the date ends in a 3, do not spend it. I'm serious. People throw these silver dimes into tip jars, vending machines, cash drawers, and loose change trays every single day. And that's exactly how silent fortunes disappear. Because the truth is, most Roosevelt dimes do not look rare. That's the trap. They're small, they're common, and they pass through people's hands every single day without anyone realizing what they might actually be worth. But behind closed doors, collectors are quietly and aggressively searching for certain Roosevelt dimes. And when the right one shows up, the prices can be absolutely shocking. Real auction numbers, real collector demand, real money, the kind of prices that make no sense unless you know the hidden secret nobody talks about. And that's exactly why these coins are so easy to miss. Because the less people know, the easier they are to spend by mistake. So stop what you're doing and check your pocket change right now. Because in this video, it only gets rarer, scarier, and more valuable as we go. Stay with me until the very end. This is SF Coins USA, and these coins might just change everything. If you have a 1995 D. Roosevelt dime sitting in your pocket, hidden in a coin jar, or buried inside an old drawer, you need to stop what you're doing and check it right now. Because what looks like one tiny 10-cent coin could actually be the kind of overlooked treasure that collectors dream about finding. Most people spend dimes without even thinking. But the truth is that some Roosevelt dimes have become silent moneymakers in the coin world, and the 1995 D is one of those dates that deserves a second look. At first glance, it looks common, small, and ordinary, but that is exactly how valuable coins escape attention. The biggest coin discoveries in America often begin with a coin nobody respected. That is the trap. The coin looks too normal to matter, and that is why rare examples keep slipping through hands every single day. If your 1995 D dime has the right condition, the right shine, the right strike, or even a rare mint mistake, it could be far more important than its face value suggests. The 1995 D. Roosevelt dime was struck at the Denver Mint, and the small D mint mark is the first thing you need to look for. This little letter tells you where the coin was made, and while millions of these dimes were produced, not all of them were made equally. Some were weakly struck, some were damaged in circulation, and some left the mint with tiny but powerful differences that collectors now hunt aggressively. The Roosevelt dime itself carries a strong American legacy because it honors President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a leader whose image has appeared on the dime since shortly after his death. The coin became a symbol not just of American money, but of survival, leadership, and resilience. By 1995, the Roosevelt dime had already become one of the most familiar coins in the United States, which is exactly why rare examples can hide so well. Nobody suspects the everyday dime. Nobody expects 10 cents to hold a secret. But sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest surprises. Now here's where things start to get exciting. A normal War 1995 D. Roosevelt dime in dirty condition is usually just worth 10 cents. That is the honest truth. If it has been rolling around in pockets, scratching against keys, collecting grease, dirt, and wear for decades, it usually stays a spendable coin. But collectors do not chase average coins. They chase exceptional ones. If your 1995 D dime still has strong mint luster, sharp details, a clean surface, and a powerful strike, then the story changes immediately. In the coin world, condition is everything. A dime that looks ordinary to most people can become desirable if it is an unusually high grade. And when a modern coin survives in almost flawless condition, collectors start paying attention fast. Suddenly, what looked like spare change becomes a premium collectible. That is why people who understand coins never laugh at small denominations. They know value does not come from size. It comes from rarity, quality, and demand. One of the biggest reasons a 1995 D. Roosevelt dime can become more valuable is because of mint errors and strike varieties. This is where hidden money can appear. During the minting process, machines sometimes shift, dies can wear down, letters can double, and coins can be struck slightly off-center. These mistakes create coins that are no longer ordinary. They become accidental collectibles. A 1995 D-dime with a noticeable error can instantly become more interesting than thousands of normal examples. Collectors especially watch for things like double lettering, strange spacing, weak design details, clipped planchets, off-center strikes, or unusual surface texture. Even tiny errors can matter if they are real and visible. That is why people who casually dump coins into a vending machine may be throwing away something special without even knowing it. The real money in modern dimes often comes from what should not have happened at the mint. And when the mint makes a mistake, collectors sometimes pay very serious money for it. Another detail that matters more than most people realize is the full torch bands on the reverse of the Roosevelt dime. This is one of the most important things advanced collectors look for. On the back of the dime, the center torch has horizontal bands, and when those bands are fully separated and sharply struck, the coin becomes much more desirable. Why? Because strong full bands mean the coin was struck with exceptional detail. Most dimes from circulation do not survive with that kind of crispness, especially after years of wear. So if your 1995 D-dime has a clean, sharp reverse with strong lines and little damage, it may have collector appeal far beyond face value. This is the kind of detail that ordinary people ignore, but serious collectors pay close attention to. Sometimes the difference between a basic dime and a collectible dime is not dramatic damage or a giant error. It is simply superior quality. And in coin collecting, superior quality can create a massive price jump. The history behind the Roosevelt dime also gives this coin emotional weight. The dime honors Franklin Delano Roosevelt, one of the most recognized presidents in American history, and the design became tied to strength during hard times. The coin itself is part of a much bigger human story, because coins are not just money, they are historical survivors. For more than 5,000 years, civilizations around the world have used coins to represent trust, trade, survival, and power. Ancient empires stamped rulers onto metal to control economies and project authority. Modern nations do the same through portraits, symbols, and national identity. So when you hold a Roosevelt dime, you're not just holding 10 cents. You are holding a continuation of a tradition that stretches back through ancient marketplaces, empires, revolutions, and modern economies. That is why coin collecting is so addictive. Every small piece of metal carries history, mystery, and possibility. And once you start looking closely, ordinary change never feels ordinary again. Now let's talk about the fantasy number that gets people excited. The idea that a dime could be worth thousands, or in rare cases, even more. Here is the reality. Most 1995 D-dimes are not jackpot coins. But some can absolutely be worth much more than face value if they have the right combination of high grade, rare strike quality, full bands, or legitimate mint error. The coin world does not reward hype, it rewards proof. That means the people who make real money are the ones who know what to look for before they spend the coin. If you have a 1995 D-dime that looks unusually sharp, brilliant, perfectly detailed, or visibly different from others, do not clean it, do not polish it, and do not no smoking. Next up, the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime is one of those coins people ignore every single day without realizing that even the most ordinary-looking dime can become the center of collector excitement when the right condition, the right error, or the right hidden detail appears. Most people see 10 cents. Collectors see possibility. And that is exactly why this little coin deserves a much closer look before anyone throws it into a tip jar, vending machine, or parking meter like it means nothing. The 2018 P. Roosevelt dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and the small P mint mark on the coin tells you exactly where it was born. That tiny letter matters more than most people think, because mint marks help collectors separate one coin from another, one location from another, and sometimes one valuable discovery from a completely common coin. At first glance, this dime looks modern, ordinary, and easy to overlook, but coin history has a habit of hiding surprises in the smallest denominations. On the front of the coin is the portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the most recognizable faces in American coinage. Roosevelt has appeared on the dime since 1946, not only because he was a president, but because he became strongly associated with the fight against polio and the movement known as the March of Dimes. That connection turned this coin into more than money. It became a symbol of public memory, national struggle, and resilience. The reverse side of the Roosevelt dime carries one of the most symbolic designs in modern American coinage. You'll see a torch in the center, representing liberty, with an olive branch on one side for peace and an oak branch on the other for strength and independence. It may be a tiny coin, but its message is huge. Every detail on that reverse was meant to tell a story about what the nation wanted to stand for after one of the hardest eras in modern history. Now here's where things get interesting. Many people hear the word dime and instantly think silver. But the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime is not a silver coin in the classic collector sense. It is made from a copper core with nickel outer layers, giving it that familiar silver-colored appearance without actual precious silver content. That means the value of this coin usually does not come from metal. It comes from condition, rarity, errors, and collector demand. In everyday circulated or dirty condition, the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime is usually worth only 10 cents. If it has scratches, dull color, grime around the edges, or flattened details, that simply means it has lived a normal life in circulation. It has probably passed through thousands of hands, cash registers, and pockets. That kind of wear usually keeps the value low. But in the world of coins, usually is where the mystery begins. A modern dime can suddenly become exciting if it carries a minting mistake. During the minting process, coins are struck at incredible speed, and when machinery shifts even slightly, unusual things can happen. Letters may appear doubled. The design may strike off center. The rim might look incomplete. The coin could even show strange cracks, chips, or misaligned features. These are the moments collectors dream about, because a tiny production mistake can turn pocket change into something people actually chase. Condition is another huge factor. A 2018 P dime that looks almost untouched, with bright mint shine, sharp lettering, smooth fields, and clean edges, can attract collector interest far more than a worn-out example. Modern coins are often ignored, spent, or damaged quickly, so truly pristine examples can stand out much more than people expect. That is why collectors often say that the difference between ordinary and special is sometimes just one careful look away. This is also why people should never clean coins thinking they are improving them. A lot of beginners make that mistake. They rub, polish, or wash a coin until it shines, thinking it will be worth more. In reality, cleaning can destroy original surfaces and reduce collector appeal. Dirt is one thing, damage is another. A naturally aged coin with untouched surfaces often has more collector respect than a scrubbed one that looks artificially bright. The history behind coins like this goes far deeper than 1 year or one mint mark. Human beings have used coins for more than 5,000 years. Long before modern banks and digital payments, metal coins made trade possible across ancient cities, kingdoms, and empires. Copper, silver, and gold passed through the hands of merchants, rulers, soldiers, and travelers. Every coin carried not only value, but identity, showing who ruled, what a culture believed, and how a civilization wanted to be remembered. That same tradition lives inside modern American coinage. Even a 2018 Roosevelt dime belongs to that ancient line of human exchange. It may be small, but it carries a historical chain stretching from the first hammered coins of the ancient world to the machine-struck precision of the modern mint. That is part of what makes collecting so addictive. You're not just holding money. You are holding a tiny object built from history, design, politics, memory, and movement. So if you find a 2018 P. Roosevelt dime in your change, don't laugh it off too fast. Look at the date. Look at the mint mark. Check the rim. Study the lettering. Notice the shine, the wear, the edges, the overall strike. Most of these coins will remain ordinary 10-cent pieces. But the reason collectors keep searching is because once in a while, the ordinary isn't ordinary at all. And in coin collecting, that one unexpected discovery is what keeps the hunt alive. Next up, most people ignore dimes because they are small, common, and easy to overlook. But collectors know a dangerous truth about modern coins. Sometimes the smallest coin hides the biggest surprise. And when it comes to the 1999 P. Roosevelt dime, there is far more excitement beneath that little silver-colored surface than most people ever realize. The 1999 P. Roosevelt dime was struck by the United States Mint at the Philadelphia Mint, and the small P mint mark tells you exactly where it was born. This coin belongs to one of the longest-running and most recognized dime series in American history. At first glance, it looks like nothing special. It is small, light, and familiar. But that is exactly why so many valuable coins get ignored. Nobody expects life-changing money to hide inside a coin so tiny that it can disappear between car seats. On the front of the coin is the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the most influential presidents in American history. His image was placed on the dime not only because of his leadership during difficult times, but also because of his connection to the fight against polio through the March of Dimes movement. That gives this little coin emotional weight far beyond its 10-cent face value. It is not just money. It is history pressed into metal. The reverse side shows a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch. This design symbolizes liberty, peace, and strength. Those are powerful ideas for such a small coin. Every time one of these dimes passed through a cash register or fell into a coin jar, it carried a silent message from a long tradition of American coin design. That is one of the reasons collectors become obsessed with coins, because even the most ordinary-looking piece can carry extraordinary meaning. Now here's the part that makes people sit up straight. Most 1999 P. Roosevelt dimes are common. In dirty, circulated condition, they are usually worth only face value. A scratched-up dime with worn details and dull color is usually just a dime. But coin collecting does not become exciting because of the ordinary ones. It becomes exciting because of the tiny percentage that are different. The rare ones. The mistake coins. The coins that slipped through the mint with something unusual hiding in plain sight. Collectors often search the 1999 P. Roosevelt dime for errors and high-grade examples. Why? Because condition changes everything. A dime that looks average to one person may look like treasure to a trained collector if it still has strong luster, sharp details, and a clean strike. Coins that survive in exceptional condition can become much more desirable than their face value suggests. That is why serious collectors look carefully at every edge, every letter, and every detail. And then there are the errors. This is where ordinary money turns into collector fuel. Sometimes a coin is struck off-center. Sometimes the design is weak in one area. Sometimes the letters appear doubled. Sometimes the surface looks strange because of a planchet issue or a striking problem. These mint mistakes are the kind of details that can turn a coin from spend it into save it immediately. That is why experienced coin hunters never rush through a pile of change. They know the mint has made surprising mistakes before, and it can happen on modern coins too. Many people think only old silver dimes are worth saving, but that idea causes countless modern finds to get spent without a second thought. The 1999 P. Roosevelt dime is not a silver coin like the older pre-1965 dimes, but that does not mean it is automatically worthless. In the coin world, rarity, condition, and error potential can matter more than age alone. A common old coin can be worth less than a rare modern one. That truth shocks beginners every single time. The history of the dime itself goes back deep into American coinage. Long before this 1999 coin was made, the dime had already become one of the most important small denomination coins in the United States. Over generations, dimes moved through grocery stores, gas stations, school lunch lines, laundromats, and vending machines. They were the unnoticed workers of everyday money. And because they were used so heavily, high-quality survivors became harder to find than most people imagine. The deeper story of coins goes back even further, thousands of years into human civilization. Coins were born because people needed trust in trade. Ancient societies used pieces of metal as proof of value, and over time those pieces evolved into carefully designed money stamped with rulers, symbols, and national identity. That means every dime in your hand is part of a chain stretching back across empires, kingdoms, and civilizations. A modern Roosevelt dime may feel ordinary, but it belongs to a tradition older than most written institutions. That is what makes coin hunting addictive. You're not just checking money. You're searching history. You're searching for mistakes. You're searching for overlooked survivors. And most importantly, you're searching where almost nobody else bothers to look. A 1999 P. Roosevelt dime found in a junk drawer today may not be worth a fortune. But if it carries the right error, the right condition, or the right collector appeal, it could be the coin that turns a casual glance into a serious discovery. So if you ever find a 1999 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark, do not toss it aside too quickly. Hold it under the light. Check the details. Look at the date, the lettering, the strike, and the shine. Because in the world of coin collecting, the smallest coin is often the easiest to underestimate. And sometimes, that is exactly where the biggest surprise begins.